This takes us to Newcastle versus Everton. Top of the table versus Newcastle. And Newcastle have
Yeah,
been playing above their pay grade, I think, so far this year.
yeah. Look, I mean, Newcastle haven't been doing too badly, but I won't lie, the loss to Manchester United kind of does make them look really bad in terms of the way that they performed. But they did recover with drawing against Wolves and also Everton as well. I have to admit, the result against Southampton kind of showed me a lot about them and how they would be able to keep up this momentum. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those that said they were going to win the league or whatever the case may be, but it kind of showed me how good they are. And with the red card to Digne and as well as the Charleston not being part of this game as well, I'm going to go with another result that the fans wouldn't expect me to say and say 1-1.
That's not a bad prediction. I wasn't. That's not too far out of the ballpark. I think Ollie, you're next.
Um, I also like what I've been seeing from Newcastle in terms of they throw a bit of a spanner into the works for sides that kind of thought they were guaranteed an easy win over them. Like Aston Villa, though, I don't think Everton are going to go 2 weeks in a row with such a disappointing result. Like I've liked too much what I've seen from their opening 5 games before last weekend. So I think Everton to bounce back this weekend. Newcastle to still score 2-1 Everton.
Yeah, I believe that Dubravka, Gale, Ritchie, and Shelvey are in the injury room, and not all of them will play, if any of them play. And that's a lot of talent that's not playing. And I do like what I saw from the first 5 games for Everton, taking 13 out of 15 points. And I'll excuse a team a flat game.
Yeah.
Because they were horrible in the last game. They just didn't play with any passion, and they just sort of went through the motions. So I'm willing to invest in them, and I think what's the odds all?
Odds for Everton's 2.0.
Yeah,
One.
that's not bad. That's not bad odds, huh?
Yeah.
So I do like Everton to win this game, and I think they're going to win 1-0. No
Okay.
scoring game, or 1-0.
Yeah, it's tough because we were seeing this gradual decline in goals, but because of the initial 5 opening rounds, I'm still hesitant to kind of bet on a low-scoring game or give a low-scoring prediction, because next thing it's like another 3-2 or 3-3, or a 4-1. But if Champions League's anything to go by too, I mean, those have been way more reminiscent of normal soccer results. Your sort of 1-0s. There's been a lot of 0-0s recently as well. So yeah. I mean, everything kind of indicates that there's a decline, but there's always that thing that, this is an absurd season, so...
Yeah, it is absurd to say the least. Next up, Manchester United Arsenal. I know you're going to be heavily interested in this game, Shakes.
Yep, going to be heavily interested in this one. Odds are good on all fronts. United 2.0, Arsenal 3.5, and a draw at 3.6. Arsenal obviously, them losing to Leicester in a game that they dominated was sort of disappointing. They should have been able to get the 3 points there, but they did manage to beat Dundalk last night. But that is Dundalk then again, so let's just remember that it's nothing really special. United, on the other hand, look like they're sort of finding their feet, but they perform so well in the Champions League. Not necessarily in the league, though, because still in the league, they're below Arsenal, still in the league. It's going to be an interesting game, and I'm going to say 1-1.
Yeah, it's interesting with Man United because they do look like they're gelling a bit more, like they're sort of playing as a team a bit better. But that was it 5-0 against Leipzig or 4-0?
Yeah, 5-0.
5-0. But there was a Marcus Rashford hat trick. He came off the bench and scored that hat trick. So I think it was 1-0 at half time, wasn't it, Shakes?
Yeah, it was 1-0 half time. 1-0 until 75 minutes. Huh?
Yeah, until 75 minutes. So again, how much do you take from those sort of score lines when there's been a cluster of goals scored, 3 goals scored by the same guy within a 10-minute kind of period?
Yeah.
But the way Arsenal play as well, though, is they're kind of like a press from the back, so they could leak goals, but they could score goals too. If Man United do continue this form of scoring, I think it could actually be a high-scoring game, granted that Man United don't come to Old Trafford and play to not lose, like they did against Chelsea. I think I'm going to go for a 3-1 to Man United.
Wow.
and I'm hoping for a good game, because it could very well go the other way, where it's just a boring game where where Man United is parking the bus and Arsenal just don't have enough to sort of get through. But I'm hoping for the other way around, and I think it's going to be a 3-1 to Man United.
All I can say to that, Shakes, is forgive him, for he knows not what he says.
Look, it's a bold prediction. I have to give him that. Wow, that's bold, man.
It's ballsy. It's ballsy.
Yeah, I don't think Arteta's side concedes 3, but you never know. You never know.
Well, I think we know. So, what do you think, Shakes? I mean, your heart is with Arsenal, and
Look, my heart is with Arsenal, but if I'm to be realistic, I can't stray away from what I predicted in terms of saying 1-1 draw, purely because also when Arsenal go to Old Trafford, it's just not the same. But there's no fans this time around, so there is a little bit of an opportunity. But I think United wins a penalty, 1-0, and Aubameyang equalizes later on, and that's the end of the game.
So you think Ollie's 3-1 is way out of the...
No, I don't think Arteta's side concedes 3. I think we'll defend really well. That's one thing I get it. I think we will defend well. I mean, obviously, we just have to watch out for... If Mustafi plays, then United have a serious chance. But I'm going to say 1-1 for this one. And plus, he rested a lot of players. The moment when Arsenal went 3-0 up in half-time, he didn't have to bring on Aubameyang or Lacazette or Thomas Partey, for example. They just stayed right there on the bench, just watching the rest of the game. And then he rather swapped in Willian and all that stuff, yeah.
It seems like a lifetime ago that Man United lost to Tottenham 6-1, eh? And what a difference a few weeks makes in the Premier League. I think everybody wanted Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's head on a stick outside the city centre.
He hasn't quite done enough to to justify not being there yet. I mean, it's been...
Well, I don't think we need to take his head off and put it outside the city centre yet. But I'm not convinced. I think this does have a draw written all over it, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Arsenal sneak this game. But I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw as well. Like I said, that just when you think Man United are turning the corner, they then go straight into the wall. And I'm not going to put too much faith in their past results. They haven't really played anybody of gravitas as well. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Tottenham Hotspurs versus Brighton Hove Albion.
Tottenham can score. No, I mean, I was just saying Tottenham can score. We've seen that. They've scored in every match. They're at home. They pulled a good win. I mean, you were sort of at me for saying that they should have put more past Burnley. You said it was a good win away from home. They seem to be building something decent there. I like Tottenham 2-1. Son Heung-min to score. And he will get golden boot. I've put 200 rand down.
I think Spurs showed what they're all about last night as well. Eh? They lost to Royal Antwerp. I mean, gee whiz, man.
Isn't that a rock group? Isn't that an Afrikaans band? Or is that the Antwerp?
Royal Antwerp. I hope I'm saying it right. Like team from Belgium. Okay, great. And you know what's funny? I was watching the last 35 minutes of that game, and they played really well, Royal Antwerp, and it seemed like they had their own chances to score, and it's almost you could write off Spurs were just not coming back. He made 4 substitutions, Gareth Bale, Dele Alli. There's a lot of players that he doesn't trust, I guess, and the Bale one's also a situation. I don't know, people, at some point we have to stop talking about Bale. Like, at some point you have to perform, Bale. Like, you have to come onto the pitch and do something, you know, and it's not happening for him at the moment. But I won't lie, I will be shocked if they can't beat Brighton. Brighton play well, but they lose games and they draw games.
That's a good way to put it.
Spurs, yeah, I'm going to go with Spurs 3-1.
Yeah, I like that bet. I like that prediction, Shakes. I just think that and I'm not reading much into these UEFA Cup, these
Yeah.
UEFA League games. The Champions League, yes, it's a bit more. It's obviously more prestigious, but I'm not sure. I think Jose Mourinho will be looking at this season and thinking, okay, you've got Man City struggling, you've got Liverpool struggling, and now with injuries, Arsenal are shit, Man United are shit. And they're thinking, I wouldn't be surprised if he's thinking, if we can put a run together, we can win this thing. So I don't think he's too worried about the UEFA. I don't know what's it called, UEFA European Cup or whatever it's called.
The Europa League.
The Losers Cup.
I actually tend to differ a little bit because I think Jose Mourinho knows a little bit that his squad is not good enough to win the league. I don't think Tottenham wins more games than Liverpool at the end of the season. I really don't. Regardless of Van Dijk is there or not, or they could play me at centre back, and I still think Liverpool would win more points. I'm just saying that.
No. Hold on a second. You can't make that statement without. I want to see some footage of you, Shake, center back, eh?
I'm telling you, that front three is going to carry them all the way. But I
You can't just park the bus.
Sorry?
You can't just park the taxi.
Yeah, look, I mean, you can't park the taxi, but if you look at the line-out that he put out yesterday, it's a solid line-out. Like, Ben Davies was there, Reguilon was there, Oreo was there, Gareth Bale played, Dele Alli, Bergwijn. I mean, and Hugo Lloris. That's a strong lineup for Royal Antwerp.
It's not Tottenham's strongest team, though, is it?
It's not necessarily the strongest team, but if I look at the team that he put out yesterday, I think Lloris starts in the strongest team. I think Reguilon starts in the strongest team. I think Gareth Bale at some point should start in his strongest team, and Lo Celso as well.
Look, I agree. Look, it wasn't a bad team, but it wasn't. My argument is it wasn't his strongest team. Look, Tottenham sit in 5th place on 11 points. If they win this, which I think they will, they'll win this game. They're at 14 points. You've got probably 7 teams dreaming, or 8 teams. You've got 3 teams that think they should win the league: Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City. And then you've got 4 teams, 5 teams, possibly 6 teams dreaming of winning the league. You've got Tottenham, Aston Villa, Everton, Leicester, Arsenal, dare I say, that they probably have dreams.
Leeds.
No. Man United.
And look, there's a last point that I want to say regarding this is the fact that I don't know if you guys saw the post-match interview and the post-match press conference for Jose. He actually he threw some of his players under the bus. I mean, he didn't name any names, but he threw some of his players under the bus, and he posted an Instagram post stating that I hope the players are upset as me, and he's sitting there in the bus. Someone obviously must have taken him that picture, but Jose, when he does that, it just looks like it might just.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
Look, I don't like him. I think I've made that pretty clear. But this is 2020. This is the year of COVID. This is the year that all bets are off. This is the year that anything can happen. You've got Everton, Aston Villa, and Leicester sitting 3 of the top 4 positions after 5 games. You've got goals going in. You've got no goals now. This is a weird year. You've got penalties. Anything could happen this year. And if I was the likes of Jose Mourinho, I was thinking if I can win this league with Tottenham, they're in with a shout this year. I mean, you look at the injuries that are piling that Man City have. You look at Pep looking a bit flat, and to me, him not signing Messi seems to have affected his psyche this year for whatever reason. Because I think that he honestly thought that if he got Messi, he would have been odds-on favorite, and I think they were odds-on favorite to win the league anyway, but they're not anymore. And a lot of things happened in the last 6 weeks. And I just think that Mourinho, for all he says, and he's one of these guys that wears his heart on his sleeve, sometimes to his own detriment. I just think that they have a shot this year. So that's a long preamble into a prediction, but I think they win this game comfortably. I think they're going to win it 3-1.
Okay. So we're all pretty much in agreement there.
Yeah, sorry guys, that was a little, sorry. I get the Waffle Award for the most waffle. Fulham versus West Bromwich Albion, another who gives a toss game. Might as well just throw up the coin.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like more what I've seen from West Brom than what I've seen from Fulham. I don't really care. I think it's going to be 1-0 to West Brom.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with
yeah, one of my gut is actually telling me something different to what Oliver's saying. And Scott Parker is going to be happy to hear this. His first win is on the 2nd of November at 7:30 at night. And he's going to beat West Brom, I think. That is going to be his first victory, I feel.
Well, they're off favorites, so...
Well, I don't know.
I will say score will be, it's going to be very close. So 2-1 to Fulham.
Okay.
Well, you know, you're talking about two bottom dwellers, and Fulham are awful. West Brom are just slightly less awful. And with Fulham playing at home, I'm just going to go 1-1 prediction. I see this being a draw, and Fulham, you know, going up 2 places on the table to 18th, and ahead of Sheffield United and Burnley, I think. They're the bottom feeders.
Yep.
Okay, so let's get on to the game of the week. Leeds versus Leicester.
Yeah, geez, not much separating them. Leeds favoured by 0.01. They're 2.61. Leicester's 2.60. I think that the sort of equilibrium that the goals are reaching, and there's been way more of an emergence of draws recently as the goals have kind of gone down. So I think I'm going to call it 2-2. I think they both got like really good scoring power, but they can both like slip 1 or 2 when they are attacking. I think it'll be a really good game, but I'm liking a 2-2, Bamford to score and Vardy to score. I think it's going to be a archetypal Leeds Leicester performance.
Okay, so this is I love what Oliver said. Going to be a tight performance. Leeds going up against Leicester City. Leicester City got their win in the Europa League, which is great for them. As for Leeds, they got that massive win against Aston Villa, bringing them down to earth. Unfortunately, I've got bad news for Kevin and Co. Is that I think Leeds are still on the high, and there's been a lot of programs about Patrick Bamford all week. I hope it's not getting to his head. Like I don't know if he watches football stuff like I do, but
of course he does.
I think, of course he does.
If there was a video about myself when I was younger on TV, you'd never pull me away.
In between playing piano, speaking Spanish, and scoring 3 goals, I think he watches. He watches the occasional.
So I think Leicester are going to continue their form, beat Arsenal away, which is great. Got the Europa League win away. And I think they're going to also beat Leeds United as well, away.
Okay.
And the score will be, I will actually say 2-1 to Leicester, yes.
Yeah, it's tough for me to predict this one because I just love Bielsa. He's such a class guy. And I think he'll have his team well prepared for the game. I'm going to go with a draw as well. I'll be cheering for Leeds, obviously, but I see this being a draw.
1-1 or 2-2?
2-2. I like a 2-2 draw.
Nice.
I think there'll be goals in this game, but if anything, I see Leeds winning it. It's with the way that they've played. They drew with Man City. They had one bad game. And it just played well, and I'm really encouraged by what I see at Ellen Road. And Ellen Road is a fortress. Even though there's no fans, we've got a lot of cutouts in the stadium, and with that fake noise, it's just the same thing.
A lot of history.
Well, a lot of history, yeah. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw, like MoneyBoy says, and hope that we win. But that's our predictions for the week.
Good luck, guys. I mean, good luck, Kev. We've agreed on quite a few. Shakes,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. You know me, sometimes I like to stir it up a little bit,
You are a bit of a chef. You do like to stir.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thanks for your contribution, and let's see how we go this weekend.
Thank you.
Cheers.
All the best, guys.